I'm not angry. Whatever makes you happy, I won't stand in the way.
Somehow I doubt that.
Are you certain about your decision? Won't you miss me? Boy, you look like somebody who's definitely in a game about yanderes.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and I played this game a while ago as a demo, and now the demo has been slightly more extended.
And even though I did play this game before, I kind of want to start it from the beginning because it seems like there's a lot of new things. And also because my save files don't seem to work. If you'd like to see my very first reactions to everything, there should be a link to the video, hopefully above my head, if I remember to put it there, or at the end of this video, or in the description of this video. I don't know. That's for future me to worry about. This is the extended demo of How to Break Up with Your Yandere Boyfriend. You take a breath and step into yourself. You picture your hair, how it naturally rests. Straight, wavy, curly, or afro. Now, underneath this glorious wig, I have some rebellious and unrulingly beautiful curly hair. However, I don't feel like taming her, so let's just go with my wig and say that it's straight. Your skin, warm, cool, familiar. Is this my yandere soon-to-be ex-boyfriend talking? Your eyes, the part people linger on. Brown, the shape of your gaze. Double eyelid, monolid. I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what that means. Google, help! Oh, is that what that means? Oh, I guess double eyelid. That's oddly specific. Your wig falls in a straight way, naturally black, because I bought it that way. Your brown skin feels unmistakably yours. Those brown double eyes stare back at you. This is how the world will see you. This me.
Hey, Espoir.
Ah. Pretty. Oh, she has a face now. The sound of your name jolts you back to reality. What? I was just thinking about my skin. You blink, realizing you've been staring blankly at your open computer screen for who knows how long, doing absolutely nothing. Your gaze drifts to the clock on the wall, still office hours, before shifting to the person who called your name. It's your coworker, the one you've been working closely with for a while now. Unlike the person she replaced, the two of you get along surprisingly well. For a moment, you just stare blankly at the file she's extended towards you. What's this? Where am I? They need some last-minute changes before sending them to the client. Something about increasing the font size by a point. Ugh. She mimics your boss's mannerisms perfectly, coaxing a faint smile from you. As you take the files, your fingers instinctively return to the keyboard, tapping out the same monotonous rhythm as always. You still haven't talked to him, have you? Ah! A few people pass by your desk, arguing loudly, but you keep your eyes fixed on the screen and mutter, "Not yet. How much longer are you going to delay this? It won't change anything." I know. Your coworker takes a sip from her mug without lifting her hands from the keyboard, then grimaces. Thanks to your boss dragging out the meeting, the coffee's gone ice cold. Oh yeah, I think the boss is like a real dumb butt in this. You can't keep doing this. Weren't you dead set on telling him last night? Oh yeah. You roll your eyes dramatically and exhale, knowing full well she won't see it. I tried, but in the middle of our video call, his dog suddenly started throwing up. How was I supposed to drop a breakup on him like that? I'm not that heartless. Was it serious? You try to recall the last message your boyfriend sent you this morning. I think she swallowed something, or had an allergic reaction. Either way, I'm sure she's fine now. Soren took her to the vet this morning. Perfect opportunity. Call him somewhere after work and talk. But Soren would never leave his dog alone like that. He's crazy attached to her, even though his dog looks like a mafia boss. It'll only take half an hour. No way! How am I supposed to explain why I'm breaking up with him in half an hour? Impossible. People break up... People break up with a single text these days. That's way too harsh. Besides, he'd never accept it. Your coworker suddenly stops typing and turns to you, confused. You don't need him to accept it. Just tell him you don't feel the same anymore, unless that's actually not the case. Your fingers freeze mid-type. Of course it is. All right, don't get mad, but if you're sure about breaking up, why keep delaying it? 'Cause he's too perfect. You swallow hard before answering, as if you've been asking yourself the same thing. Of course, this isn't the kind of question you can resolve in the middle of a workday, mid-conversation, with a coworker. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as good at breaking hearts as you are. Ha! See? More excuses. Maybe you should reconsider. You might regret it later. I think in my first playthrough I am going to reconsider it. Like, you know what? Forget this breakup stuff. No, I have to end it. Like I said, my feelings changed. I know how good he is to me, how devoted he is, but I can't return it. Lately I've been thinking about my ex. Blech. Oh. Defensive now, your voice rises slightly. Not that I want him back, it's just things were so different with him. Maybe Soren and I just aren't right for each other. To your surprise, your coworker nods. That's fair. I'm sure he'll be happier with someone else too. You're right. I'll tell him today. And this time, I mean it. Just then, the files on your desk tremble slightly, startling you. Cool. Oh yeah, I think these are characters from the developer's other game. I need to play that. It takes you a second to realize it's just your phone vibrating beneath them, but the moment you see his name flashing on the screen, an odd tension coils in your chest. Your eyes dart to your coworkers. It's him. Unlike you, she looks almost excited, nudging you towards the phone. Perfect timing. Check what he wrote. Whose printout is this? It got mixed in with mine. Someone's grumbling by the printer, and your coworker jumps up in a hurry. Don't leave me alone with this. Left alone, you hesitate. A part of you dreads whatever new complication this message might bring, something that could unravel your resolve. Your finger hovers before finally tapping the screen. You exhale sharply, leaning back in your chair and closing your eyes. Aww. Wait, hold on, I want to read that. Waiting for test results, but they said she ate something she shouldn't have. Aww. Hey, love, we finished early at the vet, so I went shopping. Got those ribs you love. Cooking a special dinner tonight. Just the two of us. What do you say? Your coworker rushes back, papers in hand. What did he say? You glance around the office, making sure no one's paying attention. Then show her the message. He's making ribs, coworker. He's making ribs! This is great. All you have to do is go, then explain things as kindly as possible. From what I remember at the company dinner, Soren seemed like a very reasonable, kind guy. You'll end things clean, no drama. Clearly you haven't seen the title of this visual novel. You have no doubt Soren is reasonable, level-headed even, and yet the thought of having that conversation stirs an inexplicable unease in you. You can't explain why. Soren's the definition of ordinary. Dog, remote job, weekends split between bad movies and you. Probably goes to the gym a lot. No surprises, no drama, just life. Painfully ordinary. Maybe that's part of why you want to leave. Compared to your ex, no, you can't make that comparison yet. Not until this is over. With a quick tap of the keyboard, you reply. Of course I'll be there. The rest of the workday passes in a hectic blur, yet somehow faster than you expected. By the time you're packing up and chatting with coworkers on your way out, you realize you're in the best mood you've been in days. Your coworker flashes you a knowing smile before parting ways. Don't forget to text me updates. I'll be waiting. I'll let you know if I'm tied up in somebody's basement. But the moment dinner crosses your mind, all of your anxieties come crashing back down like a weight on your shoulders. You freeze mid-sidewalk, earning a few annoyed bumps from passers-by. Oh, right. See you. Oh, that's new. Since you need to stop by your place first, you hurry into the crowded metro and pull out your phone, only to find bad news waiting. We noticed you haven't picked up your dress yet. It's freshly cleaned and waiting for you at Suds and Suds. Don't forget to stop by during our hours. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. No, Soren hasn't cancelled. Worse, you completely forgot to pick up your dress from the dry cleaners for your best friend's birthday party tomorrow. Your stomach drops as you reread the reminder text, double-checking the shop's address and hours. The dry cleaner is in the exact opposite direction of Soren's place. If you go now, you'll definitely be late for dinner. Your other option? Skip the party entirely. With tomorrow's big client meeting, your boss won't give you even an hour's break, and you can't exactly show up to your friend's fancy venue in some random outfit. Sure I can. They'd love for me to show up in my Hatsune Miku Sanban Sakura cosplay. Swing by the cleaners, skip the dry cleaners, save your game because this is pivotal. Well, that's neat. It tells you if the things are going to go down or up. Oh, that's neat. I like that. Skip the dry cleaners. The priority tonight is clear. You need to have that talk with Soren. What you'll wear to your best friend's birthday party tomorrow? That's tomorrow's problem. Anthe Himamiya cosplay it is. You know Soren won't mind the delay, but you refuse to stack another lie onto this guilt. Besides, every minute you delay is another crack in your resolve. If you don't do this now, you'll chicken out. Again. The metro door slides shut behind you, sealing the choice. It shouldn't hurt this much. Just a stupid dress. Just one missed party, but your chest tightens anyway. 'Cause my best friend's gonna be mad. I'm sure they'll understand. You rush home, shower in a haze, and throw on something comfortable before sliding into the waiting Uber. Since Soren's place is quite far from the city center, you have plenty of time during the journey, and the question that's been weighing on your mind for days resurfaces once again. Is breaking up with him truly the right decision? If you were to bypass your indecisive reasoning and instead trust your feelings, just as you intend to tonight, you would find your answer crystal clear. You no longer want to continue this relationship. He's too perfect. There's something wrong here. Something that simply feels wrong to you. Just then, your phone buzzes with a notification, pulling you from your thoughts. That better not be my super hot ex-boyfriend. Assuming it's a message from your boyfriend, you reach for your phone. But the name that flashes across the screen makes your heart involuntarily quicken its pace. Gosh darn it, Lars. Your super hot, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, playgirl bunny, model. Huh? What? Sorry, I was staring at his tattoo. His cool tattoo. It's a snake. Isn't that cool? I wasn't looking at anything else. Your ex-boyfriend. Or rather, the ex-boyfriend who's been creeping into your thoughts more and more often lately. Hi, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Sorry if I'm bothering you. I just wanted to know if you're coming to the party tomorrow. Ugh. As you read the message, an inexplicable thrill rises within you. No, shove that down. Knowing Lars's fondness for crowded, lively gatherings, and the fact that he shares mutual friends with Mia, whose birthday is tomorrow, you're certain he'll be there. But what puzzles you is why, after all these months of silence, his first message is about this. You have no idea. Should you respond? Your fingers hesitate over the screen, your inner voice whispering that it would be a mistake. Yet another part of you burns to know, has he really moved on? And aches to answer him, well, we're not going to do that. Forget that. Nope. You slip your phone back into your pocket and turn to look out the window. Right now you have neither the time nor the energy to respond to that message or to dwell on what might be going through Lars's mind. You know the reason he's been creeping back into your thoughts lately is because of the emotional void and anxiety stirred by your decision to end things with Soren. You've experienced this pattern in past relationships too, but the past needs to stay where it belongs, behind you. Besides, you're not even entirely sure you'll make it to tomorrow's birthday party. Thanks to your forgetfulness, you might end up avoiding Lars altogether, and if he's planning to be a pain, you'll be spared the unpleasant task of having to talk to him. Well then, feel free to pat yourself on the back for this dazzling display of optimism. As you step out of the Uber, you notice that the light patter of raindrops tapping against the car window have turned into a steady downpour. You pick up the pace, crossing the small garden of Soren's house, an old but sturdy-looking 2-story detached house. He has his own house. its renovations perpetually postponed. You rush beneath the pergola at the entrance, doing your best to shield yourself from the rain. As you press the doorbell, you take a moment to notice how the neighborhood, made up entirely of similar detached houses, remains just as calm and quiet as ever, rain or not. Soon the muffled sound of footsteps and distant dog barks pierce through the hum of the rain. Then the door swings open, and there he is.
Hi, So-So.
Despite the difference in your heights, he leans forward enough just for you to clearly see the warm smile spreading across his face.
Welcome, love. Come on in. Don't get any wetter.
He steps aside to let you in, and as you cross the threshold, the familiar warmth of the house wraps around you. The contrast between it and the cool, damp air outside, or perhaps the weight of what's about to happen, sends a faint shiver down your spine. Just then, Soren closes the door swiftly behind you and turns to face you. How's your dog? Is your dog good?
Ooh. There's something new here. That's a dragon. And that's a knight.
Wait. Hug him? Hug him gives you the knight. Kissing him gives you the dragon. Alright, for now, Pookie, you get a hug. My determination! In this moment, everything feels so ordinary, like one of your many quiet, pleasant evenings together that you find yourself instinctively wrapping your arms around his waist.
Ah!
Soren pulls you gently into him, resting your head lightly against his chest as he murmurs.
I hope you didn't get too cold. You're not dressed for this weather.
Oh, I forgot to check the forecast. You think, not for the first time, that in moments like this he sounds more like a concerned parent than a boyfriend.
I think this picture's new. How are you supposed to break up with that? And he cooked you ribs.
Still, you don't exactly mind it. Right now, this kind of tender attention is exactly what you need to ease your nerves, even if, considering the reason for your nerves is that you're planning to break up with him. This gesture feels more than a little unfair. It's softening the blow. Luckily, before the guilt can really take hold, Soren decides you've warmed up enough and gently lets go of you. Aww. Just then, the dog trots over to the door where you're both standing, her tiny body trembling with excitement as she begins to growl at you with surprising volume for her size.
Ma'am?
Aww. You notice the wet mark around her mouth and immediately understand Soren must have tried to distract her with food before opening the door, hoping to soften her mood. But clearly she couldn't be bothered to finish her snack when the opportunity to antagonize you was too tempting. Listen, princess. Listen. We gotta reach some kind of compromise here.
You missed a spot too, didn't you, princess?
Princess is the small, greedy, one-eyed chihuahua mix that Soren adopted, and though he refuses to admit it, she absolutely has anger issues. Truthfully, with her temperament and the eye patch she wears, Pirate would have been a far more fitting name.
Don't mind her. She always gets a little sensitive after the vet.
Oh, of course. No problem. But you know darn well it has nothing to do with the vet. She's despised you from the moment you met, for reasons you've never understood. Not that you can say that to Soren, who somehow still believes his princess is the sweetest, gentlest dog alive. Luckily, as long as he is around, her hatred doesn't escalate beyond bared teeth and growls.
Get your fluffing dog, Soren!
So, as you both head to the living room, she settles for glaring daggers at your back. Ask about the puppy's condition. Princess is completely fine, right? Aw. As always, his eyes soften the moment his dog is mentioned.
Yes, definitely. She just ate something she shouldn't have. As you can see, she's already back to her usual self.
Yep, she's just hate. Even though you and this tiny, angry dog don't exactly get along, you still feel relieved by his words, especially after remembering how anxious he was last night. I'm glad it wasn't anything serious. You were really worried. Soren nods, and a slightly sheepish smile pulls at the corners of his lips.
Yeah, I guess I panicked thinking I might actually lose her. I might have ruined your night too. Hopefully tonight's dinner makes up for it. Yeah, Soren is talking about how devastated he would be if he lost something that he loved.
No, please don't say that.
Prince, I don't know what the little night thing does. Will Princess be joining us for dinner too? He lets out a soft laugh at your question.
Unfortunately, she wasn't patient enough to wait for dinner with you, my love.
Of course, that's not exactly what you meant, especially with Princess glaring at you like a tiny beast ready to pounce. Thankfully, he seems to notice you're unease and doesn't push the joke any further.
She'll probably fall asleep soon and head off to her bed.
She's probably got a big dog bed that's got a little pink canopy. The moment you step into the living room, the mouth-watering aroma of fried ribs spills out from the kitchen, wrapping around you. A single glance at the table tells you everything. The carefully arranged plates, the candles casting their warm glow, your favorite wine chilling in an ice bucket. I want to break up with him, and he set the scene as if he's going to propose to me. It's painfully clear how much effort Soren put into this dinner, and the guilt inside you swells just a little more. How many of your exes ever cooked a meal like this for you? Better question, how many ever cooked for you at all? Not reheated leftovers, not takeout. Cooked. Again, fried ribs. It's already hard enough to bake ribs, but he fried them. Was there even one among them who appreciated a meal you prepared? Maybe the real problem isn't this relationship, but your own feelings. Maybe what you should do is silence those unreliable emotions, the ones that keep dragging you into the wrong relationships, and finally listen to logic. Maybe instead of breaking up with Soren, you should be proposing to him. That's what I've been saying, but then you got Princess there glaring daggers at you. But why would Soren accept a proposal from someone like you? He has a better job, a nicer house, a reliable car, a beloved dog, hobbies that fulfill him, and a life that seems to be going perfectly well. He's totally not a yandere with like a bunch of knives. Meanwhile, you have nothing but a job you constantly complain about, a few old friends, weak family ties, and a bunch of trauma and debt left over from the terrible past relationships. The only thing you can offer him are your rather feeble love compared to his, some sex, maybe a bit of charm, and a whole lot of chatter. Thanks to me, he knows everything about Revolutionary Girl Utena and Undertale. No, you're not being too harsh on yourself. You just want to remind yourself of a truth, that's all. Unlike your previous partners, you've never understood what exactly keeps him in this relationship. Yeah. Could this be what they call true love? Unfortunately, after your past bad relationships, your instincts won't let you put those rose-colored glasses back on. You no longer believe in fairy tales with white knights rescuing princesses from monsters. You quickly jump in, trying to come up with an excuse for your unusually long silence caused by your thoughts. Everything looks amazing. Even such a simple phrase is enough to make his eyes light up.
I'm so glad you like it. The food's almost ready.
Do you need any help?
No need, darling. I've got it. Just sit and relax for a bit.
Can you take the dog with you? After checking on his dog, who has now gone to her bed in the corner, Soren smiles at you and disappears down the hallway. While you wait for him, maybe you could do something. I could do that, but let's stay here in the living room quietly. Before such an important conversation, you need a moment alone to gather your courage. Taking a deep breath, you sit on the couch. The wooden display cabinets, drawers, trinkets, porcelain, everything in the room, like the rest of the house, still preserves the arrangement inherited from Soren's grandfather and grandmother. Everything feels so familiar and comforting. As the rain outside intensifies, the murmur of raindrops hitting the windows grows louder, and you find yourself feeling surprisingly peaceful, as if you truly belong here. You know that by breaking up with him, you'll be saying goodbye, not only to him, but to all these beautiful memories as well. Alright, let's get some lore. Look at the family photos. Your eyes catch on the family photos scattered across many corners of the room. You've often heard Soren talk about his happy childhood, unlike yours. You get up from the couch and approach a console, picking up one of the framed pictures on top. Oh, my resolve has fallen, and now it's got a little arrow through the heart. It's an old childhood photo of Soren, and you're not surprised to see him posing with the same quiet, composed demeanor he has now. The young woman hugging him beams at the camera, radiantly beautiful and effortlessly charming, despite her simple dress. You recognize her as his mother, who passed away from illness when he was very young. Behind them are his warm-looking grandmother and, in contrast, a large, stern-faced grandfather, more serious than the others in the photo, but somehow still trustworthy, and clearly the one Soren most resembles. After losing his parents early in life, Soren had been raised in this house by his grandparents, and he had always spoken of them with love. They're no longer alive. The love they gave him still lives on within him. Oh. Moments like this make it hard to not envy him for growing up in a warm, loving, and secure home. Even though both your parents are still alive, that hasn't made a difference. You always felt far removed from their affection. As you continue looking at the framed photos, something catches your attention. There isn't a single photo of Soren's father, who you know died in an accident before he was born. In fact, you can't even remember whether he has ever said anything about him. You're surprised at your sudden interest in the family of a boyfriend you're planning to break up with. Yet a deep curiosity stirs within you. What's with the photo album? And there goes my resolve. You easily find the family album Soren had shown you a few times before, sitting next to heavy encyclopedias in one of the wooden cabinets. Your own family never had enough good memories to fill such thick albums, so these held a special place for you. Maybe you'll come across a photo of his father in one of them. Before flipping through the albums, you don't forget to call out to him from the living room entrance. I'm going to take a quick look at your family albums. Is that okay?
Of course, sweetheart. Whatever you like, feel free.
Aw, the sounds from the kitchen are enough to tell you that he's quite busy. At least until he returns, you can pass the time flipping through the thick albums. Despite all the dust you end up inhaling, you find plenty of photos of Soren's mother as a child and young woman, and even of his grandparents in their youth. And I bet they're the grandparents on his mother's side. You also spot several dogs, much larger breeds compared to Princess, but no one who might be Soren's father. Just as you pull the album from the edge of the shelf, a small notebook wedged behind it falls to the floor. The illustration on the cover, a knight in full armor on horseback, instantly reminds you of Soren's fascination with medieval armor and weapons, and you wonder if this might be an old journal of his. Let's look inside that notebook. Might get some lore. You set aside the photo album and eagerly flip through the notebook's pages, only to be disappointed when you realize most of it's filled with handwritten recipes. Definitely not a vegan's. Every dish features meat. Considering his grandfather was a butcher, you can't exactly blame Soren. Oh, okay. The handwriting looks like his, but deeper in, a small newspaper clipping glued to the pages grabs your attention. Most are old missing persons reports, accidents, suicides. You're puzzled. He's never been into true crime documentaries or films, unlike you, so why did he collect these as a child? As you skim, one headline stops you cold. Famous actor drives car off cliff, body still unrecovered. The accompanying photo dominates the page, likely because it made the front page. As someone who once took acting classes and still harbors that passion, the story pulls you in. Yet the longer you stare at the actor's face, the more unease prickles under your skin. A soft growl makes you turn. Ma'am! Princess has left her bed and is now tugging at the photo from the album you left on the floor. Before you can stop yourself, you shout, "Drop it! Right now! Bad dog! Bad girl!" You lunge for the album, but the dog, now defiant, rips the photo clean in half with her teeth. Gosh dang it! Listen, you're very puntable, young lady. Soren's footsteps hurry into the room.
Sweetheart, what's wrong? Did Princess do some... Oh.
He freezes, staring at the torn photo in your hands. I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice her coming. He takes the fragments, checking the date on the back.
This was the last photo we took together, before my mother died.
Princess, now look what you did. Oh my God, what have I done? I did nothing. That was the dog.
Don't blame yourself. At least all the pieces are here. Maybe we can restore it digitally with AI.
His voice is gentle, but his grip on the fragments is white-knuckled. You've torn more than paper. I did nothing. I did nothing. I really didn't see her.
I know, just bad luck.
He kisses your cheek in forgiveness, but you don't buy it. As he helps gather the albums and carries the fragments to his room, you know his mood is ruined. Well, now he can't break up with him. And you've barely been here half an hour. This is what you get for snooping through people's private things. Yeah, but we got that lore. Your final dinner with Soren begins like any other, despite the tension churning inside you. As the scent of the warm lamb chops he's just served reaches your nose, you realize you're actually hungry. He takes his seat across from you and at the table and offers an encouraging smile.
Please, try it, love. I hope you'll like it.
After everything he's done to prepare this for you, there's no way you could refuse. You pick up your fork, under his attentive gaze, and bring one of the pre-sliced pieces to your mouth, and he even cut it for you? You don't need to be a gourmet to know this is perfection. The crispiness of the outside, the tenderness of the juicy center, the way every spice is balanced just right. Fried. Again, fried. Ribs. You've always known he was skilled in the kitchen, but this is flawless. Absolutely perfect. I've never had anything like it in my life. He doesn't just react to the compliment itself. What satisfies him more is what he sees in your face, in your eyes. Even in the soft glow of the candlelight, you can tell the emotion welling up behind his gaze. Smiling, he leans forward to refill your wine glass.
I'm so glad to hear that, love.
For the next minute or so, the only sounds are the rain tapping against the window and your utensils against the plate. Even Princess is absent, granting you both a moment of rare privacy. Can't do it. Can't do it. Just continue eating. Sorry, me. Your gaze drifts towards the window, noticing the rain outside has picked up. The thought of a car journey in this weather begins to feel more and more unappealing. Besides, you're not exactly eager to leave this warm, peaceful home and return to your own small but chaotic studio apartment. You decide the breakup conversation can wait a little longer. Soren catches your fleeting glance out the window and smiles at you. He knows what just happened. He knows.
I was really happy when you said you'd come for dinner. We haven't seen each other much lately.
You know how work's been lately. So busy I can barely find time to eat. The truth is, that's not the only reason you haven't been seeing him. But for now, you're grateful you can use work as an excuse. Eager to move on from the awkward subject, you glance around the room. Hey, what's with that weird thing in that notebook that I found that I probably wasn't supposed to read? I hope Princess isn't off somewhere causing trouble. Unlike you, he doesn't look away. His eyes stay fixed on you.
Don't worry, love. She's usually well behaved. She's probably asleep in my room. Have you ever thought about quitting this job that tires you out so much?
You turn your face towards him at this unexpected question and find his attentive gaze fixed on you. Well, yes, of course I have, but for now I don't have any other option. I really don't think I could manage searching and interviewing for another job with how hectic things are right now.
You're right. That would be very difficult. But if you want, I can support you in changing jobs. You could take a break from work and explore opportunities that suit you better.
You know Soren wouldn't offer something like this unless he had thought it through and planned it in advance. Naturally, you're at a loss for words and take a sip of your wine in surprise. When you realize he's waiting for an answer, your anxiety increases. I wasn't expecting this. It's very thoughtful of you, but there's no need. I have debts that need to be paid regularly, and we're talking about fairly large amounts because of a friend's failed business venture I got involved in. More accurately, your ex-boyfriend Axel, whom you regret ever meeting, scammed you. Ugh! You feel uncomfortable revealing this much, and turn your eyes back to your unfinished plate. Still feeling his gaze heavy on you, you brace yourself for more questions. Questions your friends have asked before, like how much you owe, how you act so recklessly, what you were thinking. But when he finally speaks, His voice is surprisingly calm, and none of those questions come.
It's all right, love. This kind of thing can happen to anyone. I already knew about the debt. I overheard a bit of your phone call with the bank. I'm sorry I didn't mention it before. I figured you might feel uncomfortable knowing I'd heard it, but I don't want you staying in a draining job just because of that debt.
You take several more sips of wine, your throat suddenly dry. His understanding should make you happy, yet it only tightens the knot in your chest. The reason you never told him about the debt was because you didn't want him to think that you were after his money. As the silence between you stretches, Soren continues speaking with a gentle smile, as if trying to put you at ease. I wonder if he knows that we intended to break up with him.
When everything settles down, when things are better, if you want, you can pay me back. There's no need to set a schedule. I just want you to feel a little freer and happier right now.
Despite the sincerity in his words, a strange unease stirs inside you. It feels as if, by revealing this shadowy piece of your past, you've unknowingly given him a kind of power. Uh-oh. You can't help but think about the timing of this offer, just when you had come to break up with him. Soren, I can't accept that. He gives you one of his usual warm, understanding smiles before dropping the subject, though he adds gently,
No rush, love. Just think about it, please. I'll always be here for you.
Oh, is this because I chose all the white knight options? As dinner continues, the conversation drifts to more everyday topics, becoming so simple and comforting that it almost makes you forget why you came here in the first place, indistinguishable from your usual familiar evening meetups. Oh, the other choices are still a work in progress. For now, please click here to continue and end the dinner. Okay, try to bring up your decision. Well, I guess we're not doing any of that. You realize how late it's gotten, both the meal and the hour, only when Soren rises from the table to bring dessert. At the start of this evening, you had planned to end things between you for good. But now, here you are, seated across from him, having finished an ordinary dinner like any other night. What's going on with my phone? To be continued. Check my phone, I'm like, well, just tapping on my phone. I didn't do it again. Okay, instead of looking at the family photos or looking at the dog, let's cut the sentimentality and focus on my decision. But this isn't your first time. Of course you can't compare your relationship with Soren to your previous ones. Among all your past boyfriends, he was the one who showed you the most care and attention, and he entered your life at a moment when you needed someone the most, proving that miracles can still happen in this world. Even so, that didn't guarantee your relationship would last forever, or that your feelings would never change. Just like now, you're grateful for having met him, and for the time you spent together. No matter how he reacts to your decision to break up, that truth won't change. At least you hope it won't. It totally will. Moments later, you hear his footsteps approaching the living room.
And now everything's ready. We can move to the table, darling.
Though you clear your throat a few times, as if about to speak, all you manage is to sip your wine and tell Soren that your throat has been a little sore lately. While the thought of ending things keeps circling in your mind, you listen to him with a smile, as though nothing is wrong. Yet you're not even sure you've been able to follow what problem he's having with the veterinarian. At the end of his story, you finally can't hold yourself back any longer. Oh, you just blurt out, "I'm breaking up with you!" And then all he says is like, "We got creme brulee." And I'm like, "I am not breaking up with you then. Bring on that creme brulee." Soren. Just then, your boyfriend, still finishing the salad bowl, answers with casual indifference. There's something I wanted to talk to you about tonight. Perhaps you've drunk the wine too fast out of sheer nerves, because you notice your voice sounding husky.
I'm listening, love.
Soren's affectionate gaze lingers on you as he pulls a fresh plate of half-eaten greens closer to himself to replace the emptied bowl. The sight of him so cheerful, so content, only fuels your dread that you're about to ruin this pleasant evening. It feels like the worst possible moment for a breakup, but how long can you keep putting it off? Dinner's nearly over. Well, the truth is, I have no idea how to even begin a conversation like this. I've never been in such a situation before. What I mean is, I've never experienced something like that. You're speaking honestly. In your past relationships, you always carried a clear sense of whether things were moving right or wrong, even if you often choose to ignore those inner verdicts. Yeah, just, oh, all those red flags, I'm suddenly colorblind. You had never left such a decision entirely in the hands of instinct and feeling the way you are now. The vibes are off, Soren. I'm sorry, the vibes are off. Soren pushes his meal, dabbing his mouth with the napkin as his eyes narrow slightly.
What sort of situation are you talking about, my love?
The unhappiness of already disturbing his peace makes you falter. I don't even know how to explain it. My head's been such a mess lately. I wish I weren't so tense. Maybe then I could just say it all more easily, but of course the words never flow the way you plan. Hesitating, you finally lift your gaze from the table and meet Soren's eyes, hoping desperately to see some flicker of understanding in them. Ah! What's that look for, Pookie? He knows. Somehow he knows. I don't know if he knows, but I know that he must know that I know that we know that we plan to break up with him. Somehow he knows because he's crazy Yandere. He's probably wiretapped my phone or something. He's probably looking at the meter right there on the screen. Instead, you're met with the dark intensity of his expression, and the shock of it makes your breath hitch. Soren? At the sound of his name, it's as if you've pressed a hidden switch. His face softens back into the familiar, calm, patient look you know so well. Oh, that was new. The sudden shift sends a strange chill rippling through your body.
I'm sorry, my love. I was just thinking about what you said. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to hear this. I can't believe I've been so careless, so unmindful. I only wish I had realized sooner. I could sense something was wrong these past days. It must be someone at work. Your boss, perhaps.
His voice dips too low for you to catch that last part. Pardon?
I meant the problem that's been troubling you. It's from work, isn't it?
It's from our relationship. Yes, you've managed to tell your boyfriend that something isn't right, but his guess couldn't be further from the truth. Soren notices the hesitation in your eyes, and his expression grows even more serious.
So it's not just the workload. I see.
Yeah, he seems like somebody who could read everything about you.
My love, please don't feel bad. You know you can always trust me, don't you? You can share anything with me. I've always known how pure and good you are.
You should be grateful that he thinks of you this way. And yet, with the weight of his conviction in his voice, you can't help but sense what's running through his mind. Your face burns hot. We must stay focused. Soren, I think there's been a misunderstanding.
I know, my love. That's what they always say, isn't it? They'll insist you're the one who misunderstood. But you don't need to be afraid. I'll always stand by you. Always believe in you.
Your throat goes dry, parched in an instant. You don't have some water with this wine? Soren, I do appreciate your understanding, but there truly isn't any problem at work.
Well, I mean, my boss is kind of a problem.
You try with all your words, with all your pleading glances, to convince your boyfriend, though no matter what you do, the shadow you sense behind his calm expression never leaves.
You told me yourself, my love, that your boss is always on your back, always trying to cause trouble.
Yes, because he's a control freak, that's all.
So you truly believe he has no hidden ill intent towards you?
The weight of the scenario Soren has constructed begins to crush you, draining the strength from your voice. Please, Soren, you've met him yourself.
My love, I'm not his employee. There's no hierarchy between us, no power dynamic. The way he treats me doesn't prove anything.
I can't believe where this conversation is heading. Everything you want to say tangles in your throat, and all that escapes are a few broken words. Soren, please, let's drop this. The determination on his face doesn't waver in the slightest. He's like, do you want me to kill him for you? As he slowly holds up like a butter knife.
My love, I'm sorry, but I can't stand back and do nothing about something that's upsetting you this much. Tomorrow, first thing, we'll meet with a lawyer together.
Your heartbeat slams against your ribs so violently, you feel your hand trembling. A lawyer? Absolutely not.
My love, none of this is your fault. Please don't torment yourself any further. Seeing you like this is unbearable for me.
And yet, deep down, you're almost certain it is your fault. Hey, you wouldn't having to be turning down the gas lights, would you? If only you had been honest with him about your feelings. If only you had found the courage to explain yourself properly, this awful misunderstanding would never have happened. Things would have never spiraled so wildly out of control. What kind of fool manages to twist a breakup conversation into this? You're just trying to get me fired so I'll live with you and snuggle with you every night. The weight of your cowardice, your silence, suffocates you until the despair becomes unbearable. If you don't end this, end it right now, you don't even want to imagine the disaster that awaits. Unfortunately, your silence only feeds the suspicions already alive in your boyfriend's mind.
You're really not well, my love. Perhaps we should start with a therapist first. It would help clear your head. I can arrange an appointment with someone I trust.
Enough! Your scream explodes through the room, so loud and raw that, for a moment, even the sound of the rain outside falls silent. Enough! It's not because of him, it's because of you!
Oh, you can almost see the moment his heart breaks.
Your boyfriend, startled by the tears streaking down your face, rises from his chair and takes a step towards you, only to freeze mid-movement. You watch the color drain from his face second by second, not that you're in much better shape yourself.
What are you talking about?
It's too late to back down now. Don't you see? The problem isn't work, it's us. This relationship confuses me so much, Soren. I never feel as happy or as at peace as I'm supposed to. It's like I'm trapped. Something is wrong. The vibes are off. The brief relief of finally spilling what's inside you evaporates instantly at the sight of Soren's expression, twisting in pain. You see his knuckles dig into the table as though he needs the support just to stay upright.
Is the mistake mine? Did I do something without realizing that hurt you? That upset you?
No, it's not that.
Then what is it, my love? Please don't hide it just to spare me. The problem is me, isn't it?
The way the conversation turns makes your whole body tighten with dread. You can't imagine being able to handle these questions while you're still this shaken, and yet you have to try. Crushing his confidence is the very last thing you'd ever want to do. No, Soren, believe me, you're perfect. In fact, you're too perfect for me. The problem is me. His eyes, dark and searching, show all too clearly that he sees your earnest words as nothing but a smokescreen.
Please, be honest with me, Espoir. Do you just not find me attractive enough?
Sir, there is no problem there, I can assure you.
Or is it our sex life? I know I've been more restrained than you'd like, but I can change. I swear I can, if you just give me time.
Oh, that's the very last possibility you expected him to leap to. Sure, you've teased him about it now and then, though you never imagined he'd carry it this heavily. Aw, I feel like that's a very man thing to be worried about. It's not that at all, Soren.
I don't want you to be kind, Espoir. I just want you to be honest.
Sitting still becomes unbearable, so you rise to your feet as he has. At the very least, you hope that closing the distance between your bodies might close the distance between your thoughts. I'm being honest with you. I've always been honest. Soren's eyes remain shadowed with suspicion, yet he listens intently.
You once said you don't care about my career, but maybe Maybe you've changed your mind.
No, no. A bitter smile tugs faintly at his lips.
Then it must be the rest of me, the boring, old-fashioned hobbies. Life with me doesn't excite you anymore, does it?
That's not what I meant. That's not it at all. But his gaze Well, then what is it, May? What is it? 'Cause I'm starting to not trust you. I mean, yeah, he's a yandere, but come on, make up your mind. What's the reason here?
But his gaze strikes you again, sharp and searching, filled now with a new spark of fear.
Or perhaps you've met someone else. Someone younger, more exciting, more passionate. That's the reason you won't say it out loud, isn't it?
Your heart pounds as if it would burst from your chest, your eyes widening.
Is that the reason, May? Is that the reason?
The idea that you could ever betray him leaves a bitter taste on your tongue, and yet, could you really blame him? If it were the other way around, if he had suddenly decided to leave you, wouldn't your own thoughts have leapt to the exact same suspicion?
Your voice cuts through the tension, sharp and unyielding. There is no one else, Soren.
His features soften, even his tone grows quieter.
I only want to know the truth, Espoir. I'm not angry. Whatever makes you happy, I won't stand in the way.
Somehow I doubt that.
And yet, the rigid line of his jaw, the tense strain in his muscles, betray the storm of jealousy roiling beneath the calm he struggles to maintain. Memories from the past creep in, unbidden, wrapping around your thoughts, reminding you how a conversation like this once ended with someone else. A shiver courses through you, though you force yourself to remember the man standing before you is Soren.
He's not like any of those other jerks.
You're being ridiculous, and it's really hurting me. It isn't your words, but the tears glistening in your eyes that snap him out of it. With a gentle touch, he catches a drop just before it falls.
I am so sorry,
The rest of the word dies on his tongue, swallowed painfully. Pulling his hand away from your face, he adds softly,
The last thing I ever want is to hurt you.
No matter what stands between you, you trust with all your heart that he means it.
Oh.
When he moves, as if to step back, to give you space, your arms wrap around his torso before you can think, and just as quickly, he pulls you against his chest, holding you tight.
Oh.
Are you certain about your decision? Won't you miss me?
Surrounded by his warmth, his scent, there's no way you can be sure. You can't deny that in his embrace, you find a strange peace you've always longed for, that he quiets every anxious thought in your mind. Your unfinished whisper leaves a space that he fills.
Maybe you just need more time to think.
Not only in his voice, but in the quickening beat of his heart, you feel the weight of his expectation. And it brings you back to the truth you've been trying so hard to escape. You'll never be able to return his feelings the way he deserves. You never have, and no amount of time will change that. Keeping him waiting, soaking up his affection and tenderness, would only be selfish. You can't do that to him. You know me, I don't think he minds. Soren doesn't deserve it. I'm so sorry. Before you can say more, he leans down and presses a kiss to your forehead.
Shh, don't be. Whatever you want, that's how it'll be.
When he withdraws his arms, he's noticeably cooler, more distant than before. You can't resent him for it. It's how it should be.
I'll call a cab for you.
That would be good. Thank you. He offers you a small smile before leaving the room, and you remain standing there, unsure what to do with yourself now that he's gone. You finally did what you set your mind to. You broke up with him. The weight of that decision, the one you've carried on your shoulders for the past month, have been lifted. So why do you feel so awful now? Soren's first reaction flashes before your eyes. His unhappiness, the pain, the helplessness. For a man as calm and rational as he is to lose control like that, he must have truly loved you. And you just gave up on that kind of love. You've lost it. Now you think about the emptiness that will remain with him, gone from your life, and how you'll ever fill it. Suddenly, you feel very tired and alone. Maybe it's only the fatigue of the day and the bitterness of the breakup, but even when Soren reappears at the doorway to the living room, you can hardly move.
The cab's here, Espoir.
Right, I'm coming. As you pass by him, you cast a shy glance at his face. If, in that moment, he noticed your state and offered to take you home himself, it would have been reason enough to go back to him. But he doesn't. The understanding boyfriend from earlier is gone, replaced by a courteous host who simply walks you to the door.
Good night, Espoir.
Your eyes linger on him a moment too long before drifting down the corridor. If Princess came darting out from around the corner right now, you might even try to pet her, but she's nowhere to be found. Good night. Oh. The cold, dark night waiting outside makes your skin prickle as the short distance from the door to the cab stretches before your eyes.
Espoir.
Yes, Pookums. I mean ex-Pookums. Just as you're about to step out, you pause, turning back to him with a trace of expectation, only to see Soren quickly grab an umbrella from the stand and hold it out to you.
You don't need to return it. I'll pack up your things and ship them to you soon. Don't worry about them.
Realizing you have to take the umbrella from him, you reach out. I'll do the same. Thank you. With one last effort, you clutch the umbrella tightly in your hand and stride, almost running towards the cab waiting for you. Breathless, you remind yourself to fold the umbrella before opening the car door. At the same time, your gaze itches to drift back, to the doorway, to where you still hope to see Soren standing, but you don't. If you look back any longer, you won't be able to leave, and you've already made your choice. Moments later, the cab pulls away, its tires hissing over the rain-slicked street. You stare out at the night, trying to convince yourself this is what's best for the both of you. You could never give him what he wanted. The expectation in his eyes would have always weighed on you. And yet, no matter what you tell yourself, you already know a harder chapter is waiting just ahead. The following evening. Oh, we're still going. Oh, that's Mia? Oh, well, man, maybe I should have got my fancy clothes. I can't believe you actually broke up with him, and right before my birthday of all times. You take another sip from your fruity cocktail, and your eyes wandering everywhere but Mia's face. And she's like, and why are you wearing your Hatsune Miku cosplay? The blaze of lights, the endless array of drinks, the dazzling crowd, everything around you feels vibrant, shimmering, alluring. The truth is, you're only here because Mia refused to accept your excuses over the phone. Her insistence wore you down. I used up all my determination breaking up with Soren. Now you're stuck in one of her elegant, expensive dresses, a gown that, no matter how hard you try, never seems to sit right on you. Despite the bright smile fixed on your face, you're far from feeling as excited or happy as you look. And as long as Mia insists on discussing the breakup you barely managed to confess to her, you never will. What if you called him after the party? I'm sure whatever happened between you two is just a misunderstanding. Mia! She ignores the warning in your voice. If only he had come to the party, you could have worked it out instantly. At last, you can't hold yourself back. Listen, best friend. You're really making me regret coming here, Mia. The look on her face tells you your irritation has hit its mark, and she wilts, embarrassed. Oh, you're right. There's no rush. Come on, let's join the others before it gets too crowded. I'll fill you in on the latest gossip. Mia loops her arms through yours, pulling you towards a circle of familiar faces, and as soon as you catch sight of old friends among them, your mood lightens. Soon, swept into the chatter, you even manage to feel almost happy. Just hanging out with the girls. When Mia slips away, having spotted a potential new investor across the room, you choose to stay behind with the group of friends she'd whispered into your ear were boring and ordinary. But you don't mind. Their company is familiar, comfortable, pleasant even. I mean, they're just shadow people. For a while, everything goes perfectly.
until the moment someone you've known since university, in what seems like nothing more than innocent curiosity, asks,
"So, are you still with Axel? I haven't heard from him in ages." "Oh, no, we broke up a long time ago. We don't keep in touch anymore." The name alone is enough to send a tremor through every muscle in your body, though you do your best not to show it. Unfortunately, someone else catches the exchange, someone who, unlike Mia's other friends, knows far more than you wish they did. Before you can stop it, your love life becomes the group's new subject of conversation. "Wait, I swear the last time I saw Espoir she was with that hot blonde actor. Shame you didn't bring him along tonight."
After ignoring Lars's message yesterday, you're nothing but relieved he chose not to show up at the party. Someone else cuts in before you can respond.
"You mean Lars? Was that his name? I remember seeing his last film. Tell me, Espoir, does he have a body double for the nude scenes?"
"Nope, he does all of his own stunts."
"Hey, they broke up ages ago. It wasn't even serious between them." "But Mia said she finally had a serious relationship. I'm dying to meet your new boyfriend, Espoir. Didn't he come?" "Oh, I haven't met him either. She came alone. Don't tell me you two broke up."
"Isn't there someone new in your life, Espoir?" No, I'm totally not alone." The ringing in your ears grows louder, and suddenly it feels like you're suffocating. As if a spotlight has been turned on you, every pair of eyes in the room seems to burn into your skin. The forced smile on your face stiffens until it hurts. Clutching your glass tightly, you murmur before slipping away from the crowd. "I'll just grab a drink and be right back."
"Oh, but it was just getting interesting."
"Come right back, okay?" Ignoring the voices and laughter calling after you, you hurry away. "Mia! I blame you!" You need to step outside, breathe some air, collect yourself, not think about your various lost loves. But just as you're about to reach the entrance, a sudden hand on your shoulder makes you jump. "Ah! Mia!" You turn and find Mia standing directly in front of you. "I was going to get some air. Don't worry, I'm not sneaking out early. I was totally sneaking out early." Her silence unsettles you, and when you study her face closely, you catch the excitement she's trying to suppress. "What is it?" "I need to tell you something." "What's wrong, Mia?" "Darn it. He's here." "Who?" Your mind scrambles to guess who could be troubling her this much. Probably someone connected to her work, or maybe someone from Emil's family. But you don't have to wait long. It's Soren. Your heartbeat quickens against your will as you gaze instantly, follows the direction Mia discreetly points out. Oh, that's Emil? Soren really is here, engaged in conversation with Emil, though you can't quite catch his expression. He's nothing like you feared, not tense, not cold, not distant. On the contrary, he looks genuinely happy, at ease. After the strange tension of yesterday's conversation, you're grateful, if only for a fleeting moment. You see that maybe things are fine between you. But the illusion doesn't last, because in the next breath you're confronted with the sight that left Mia stunned. Holy cow! A woman, someone you've never seen before, glides towards them. Beautiful, striking in a way that's impossible to ignore, she slips her hand through Soren's arm, as though it were the most natural thing in the world. I'm a little heated. I'm a teeny bit heated. Just a little bit. Just a little teeny, tiny, itty bitty, teeny weeny, tiny little. Just a little bit. It's fine. My God, who is that woman, Espoir? Mia. I should go over there and steal his girl. Mia's whispered question sends a current of heat coursing through your body, sharp as lightning. Still, you manage to answer steadily. I don't know. Your friend stares at you, shock written all over her face, her gaze burning hotter with every second. What do you mean you don't know? She's not, I don't know, a cousin? A friend? Most likely not, but like I said, I don't know. Then maybe she's just a colleague. Maybe he's only trying to make you jealous. You want to believe her, No, you need to believe her. Listen to me. Listen to me. We're keeping our resolve. You're going to believe her. Because how else are you supposed to make sense of this? Soren, who normally despises crowded parties, showing up at one at the very next day after your breakup, your best friend's birthday party no less, with another woman who's got huge, beautiful eyes. Your mind scrambles for any explanation, but only one possibility keeps circling back. And yet, no. He doesn't actually love her. He doesn't. No. He's just trying to make us mad. He's just trying to make us jealous. No, you're not fooling anybody, Soren. You just met that girl. You paid her some money just to be your arm candy. You don't actually love her. You're not going to be yandere for her. Come on now. I don't believe you. I am mad, though. I am jealous. You won't do him that injustice. This isn't who Soren is. Did you tell him about the party? Yes, but that was a week ago, and you hadn't said anything about breaking up. Besides, he told me everything between you two was perfectly fine. Mia clearly expects you to react, but you can't begin to explain what's racing through your head. All you manage is a murmur. I see. So, you were wrong. Contrary to what you believed, Soren must have already known about your feelings. No, he didn't. Don't listen to that voice in your head. Instead of asking why you hadn't mentioned the party, he chose silence. Even during last night's dinner, he avoided bringing it up. You are wrong. Yesterday, you thought his sudden jealousy over another man meant he was overcome with desire for you. But now, seeing him side by side with this woman is painfully clear what you mistook for passion was nothing more than wounded pride. Once again, you are wrong. Of course, he couldn't replace you in a single day. The truth is far crueler. He wouldn't. He didn't. He wouldn't. Nope, this lady came out of the blue. I refuse. I refuse to believe that he was cheating on me. I refuse. This woman must have been in his life even while he was still with you. Maybe when he told you yesterday that you needed more time, he wasn't offering it solely for the sake of your confusion, and when he held you, you weren't the only one on his mind. A familiar numbness washes over you, curling cold and heavy through every limb until you feel hollow. Are you all right, Espoir? No. You turn to Mia's anxious face and give her a calm, almost gentle smile. This isn't the first time, and if things keep on this way, it won't be the last. So there's no reason to ruin your friend's birthday party over this. Of course. Now stop staring over there and let's forget it. We came here to have fun, didn't we? Where's your Mario Kart? Huh? You got Sonic races transformed? Come on, let's go. Fun? For God's sake, how am I supposed to enjoy myself now? And what on earth is Emile talking about with him for so long? I swear, if that woman doesn't turn out to be some long-lost sister Soren's been too ashamed to admit to, I'll lose my mind. Espoir, please stop smiling like that. You're scaring me. What do you mean? Your smile only widens. I suppose I've gotten used to it. Don't say that. Please don't. I know this has to be some kind of misunderstanding. Despite all your efforts, you can't stop Mia from bombarding her husband's phone with messages and calls until he finally breaks away from Soren and comes back to you. Hey. So, Emile, who's that woman? The tension in Emile's expression is obvious at a glance. Don't bring Emile into this. He was just standing there.
Why don't you ask him yourself? Could you not spend a few minutes with someone who came here to celebrate your birthday? Do you even realize how rude you're being?
Never mind, Emile, get out of my face. Me and Mia, we're gonna go play Mario Kart and or Sonic Races Transformed. Oh, Emile may be right. Yet his anger also reveals something else. His closeness to Soren runs deeper than you thought. You want to say something to Mia, but she doesn't hold back. Her own anger flares at her husband instantly. Do you even hear yourself? What do you expect me to do, Emile? Go over there and congratulate him for cheating on my friend in broad daylight? Sometimes you drive me insane.
What cheating? Weren't you the one who told me hours ago that they'd just broken up?
And how does that change anything? Are you saying he met that woman just a few hours ago?
Oh, Mia.
Once again, the painful truth you've been trying to escape slams you against your face. No, I refuse. I refuse to believe that. I shan't believe it. I can't believe it.
I won't believe it. I can't believe it. I shan't believe it.
Believe it, kid.
Emil sees the look on your face, swallows whatever he was about to say, and steadies himself with a deep breath.
What I mean is, you're exaggerating. The woman is just the daughter of a family friend. She was invited too, but didn't want to come alone. Soren wanted to both celebrate your birthday and keep her company. That's all it is.
Knowing Soren as you do, you can tell it's just an excuse. Wait a second. She was invited? I never invited her. I don't even know her name.
Ellie. Ellie invited her. They know each other.
Who's Ellie? Your sister invited someone to my birthday party without even telling me? Now, Emil, you know you're wrong for that. With years of friendship behind you, you recognize the warning signs immediately. Mia is about to cause a scene. Hide the knives! Put any sharp object out of Mia's reach. I've seen this before. And the very last thing you want is to be the reason your best friend ends up fighting with her husband on her own birthday. This is not the time for this. People are watching.
Espoir's right.
Quiet, Emil. Mia finally notices the eyes on her and reins herself in, just a little. Still, before she lets you loop your arm around hers and lead her away, you catch the sharp whisper she throws at her husband. Tell your dear friend to take his little date and get the heck out of here. I don't want him ruining my party any further. At last, once you leave the hall, the quiet of the corridor offers a fragile sort of relief. This might just be the worst birthday I've ever had. I am so sorry, Mia. This is all my fault. Stop it, Espoir. Don't be ridiculous. The only one to blame here is Soren. Well, and Emil, too. Yes, him as well. He misled me about what kind of man Soren really is. I almost thought he was a saint, but you could see for yourself what a two-faced devil he truly is. I'm convinced he brought that woman here just to ruin our night. As Mia keeps ranting, you can't find the strength either to silence her or to argue back. But you don't agree with her either. Is Soren really a devil? Your heart still refuses to believe it. Then new figures appear at the far end of the corridor, drawing your attention. Listen, you two! Soren, with the woman at his side, walks towards you step by step. At first they don't notice you, and you use that advantage to study them. Soren looks different. Even if you had thought otherwise until now, it's clear that he has moved on from last night's events more easily than you. At the same time, you realize that their closeness now isn't quite the same as it had been inside. Ma'am, how does that dress stay on? Of course, that thought disappears the moment Mia, clenching her fists, storms towards them. Mia, please, calm down, Mia. It's far too late to pull her back now. Well, ring the bell. Yet Soren doesn't shy away from the encounter.
I'm glad I could see you before we leave, Mia. Happy birthday.
What the fluff? Seriously, what? The fluff! Mia's sudden outburst reverberates down the corridor. Though Soren's lips pressed into a straight line, you're grateful he remains calm. Your face involuntarily flushes as you pull Mia by the arm. I'm sorry, we really should get going. What the fluff, Espoir? Who the heck are you apologizing to? Soren turns towards the woman at his side, who's been watching the outburst in stunned silence.
You mentioned you wanted to stop by the restroom, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Then I'll meet you at the elevator.
The woman walks away without questioning, not even glancing back, and follows his direction obediently. Congratulations! This time you found yourself a docile little puppy. Mia, please, don't do this. Let's just go. But Mia reminds you once more that controlling her anger is not easy. What is wrong with you, Espoir? How can you just stay so calm? You should have ripped his hair out by now. Did he cheat on you or on me? Soren's eyes bypass Mia completely, locking onto you instead.
I believe there's been a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? Who do you think you're fooling? Emil, Maybe. I know darn well you were sleeping with that woman while you were still with Espoir. A man like you wouldn't dare show up here, parading another woman on his arm, unless it was already going on. Your friend's brutal honesty leaves even you flushed with shame. You avert your eyes as Soren's voice, tinged only with sorrow, cuts through the tension. Hey, she believes that, not me. Although I do think you're trying to make me jealous, and it's not going to work. It works a little bit.
It pains me to hear what you think of me, but it isn't true. Regardless, this is a matter between Espoir and me alone. Only she has the right to demand an explanation from me.
The continuation of this conversation serves no purpose but to make you feel small, humiliated. Now, hold on a second there, So-So. My friends do have a say in my feelings. I am quite salty. You don't want to let old wounds claw their way back to the surface. You just want out. I just want to go play Sonic Racers Transformed. Please, none of this matters anymore. It's all in the past. You catch the tightening of Soren's jaw at your words.
You're absolutely right, Espoir. In that case, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way.
Bye. Bye. Without another word, he leaves, granting you the dignity of privacy. Even Mia can't keep pressing the issue, though she mutters one last barb before returning to the others. I just hope you really meant that. You give her a quick, empty smile in response, though the truth is, you don't know yourself. Still, you can't deny the party isn't entirely joyless. You allow Mia to introduce you to new acquaintances, indulging in the luxury of rare cocktails and the easy distraction of meaningless chatter. Glasses are emptied one after another. You continue until the alcohol manages to suppress all of your thoughts and feelings. When was the last time you lost yourself this much to drinking? A year ago? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? No, there are things from even further back in your memories, but you can't recall them. And that feels like the best thing, until the drink service is cut off. The bartender tells you he can't serve you anymore. Soon enough, you find a meal by your side.
Mia's in the restroom. We're heading home. We'll take you with us.
I'll go by myself.
I'm sorry, but I can't leave you like this and endure Mia's complaining all the way home.
Oh, I understand now. 1 second. You drink the last few drops in your glass, and with a sense of duty, you stand up and accompany him. As soon as you arrive home, you collapse onto your bed. Ah, one of the single ladies again. I got my whole life ahead of me. A little bit sad, though, 'cause, fried ribs. But, you know what? I got this whole life to myself. Maybe it should stay that way. Given your track record, Espoir in the game. You're sure you won't remember a thing from tonight tomorrow, and that's exactly what you want. After a month. Oh, we did that. That's my boss? That's my boss? Never mind then.
Did you make the changes I asked for before we sent it to the client?
You're trying to stay calm, despite your boss's usual irritating tone and the buzzing of that phone.
All of them?
Yes.
Did you double check?
Yes!
Are you sure?
Sir, I'm gonna make sure that you aren't able to have children if you ask me one more time. And then I'll promptly lose my job. At that moment, it occurs to you that the changes he's talking about might not be the ones he told you about yesterday before the end of work, but rather the pile of emails you saw in the morning mail list, postponed until after the meeting. Your heart races as you cautiously push the limits of your luck, asking in a faint voice, "You mean the changes from yesterday, right?" Your boss's face darkens instantly.
Yesterday's? I mean the emails I sent you this morning. God, you haven't even looked at them yet?
Listen, no job is forever, boss man, but a kick in the pants sure is. His booming voice echoes throughout the conference room, and no one dares to make a sound. You feel your throat tighten from the unexpected setback. Still, you try to maintain your composure. I was going to, after the meeting.
You were going to?
Your boss snatches the persistently ringing phone off the desk, and with terrifying speed leaps from his chair, storming out of the room. His departure leaves a hum over the conference table. You don't want anyone's advice, so you rest your elbows on the table and cover your face with your hands. Guilt weighs heavily on your shoulders. Checking those emails should have been the first thing you did while working under such an unstable boss. How could you make such a foolish mistake? The truth is, you can't even say this is your only mistake. Lately, you've noticed yourself forgetting things more often. Granted, none of these oversights have ever turned into such serious issues. However, you never experienced anything like this, not even when you first started working. There's a problem in your work life. Only in your work life? A hand on your shoulder makes you nearly jump out of your seat, and the voice of your coworker brings you back to the present. Hey, relax, Espoir. You should drink some water. Gratefully taking the water bottle she placed in front of you, you force yourself to take a sip while she continues. I've just gone through those emails. They're full of useless, nonsensical stuff. Despite your coworker's effort to console you, your tension doesn't ease at all. I'm sure of it. The problem isn't the client anyway. Your coworker exhales audibly, agreeing with you. Oh, no doubt about that. As your boss storms back in, the conversations at the table are cut short. Your coworker quickly returns to her seat as well. You can tell from his barely contained expression of anger how the call with the client went. You're certain things would have been different if you had handled the conversation yourself. Instead of returning to his chair, the boss comes to where your coworker is seated and places a file in front of her, a file you just noticed he's holding.
The client's yours now. You'll handle them from now on.
Like everyone at the table, your coworker's stunned gaze first falls on your boss, then on you. Well, fine. Then, recovering faster than anyone else, she asks cautiously, Are you sure? Espoir's managed this client very well until now. Despite expecting your boss to shout at any moment, he simply sits back calmly.
It's in your hands from here.
Understood. Naturally, your coworker can't question the decision any further. Watching a project you've been fully responsible for from the start, spending countless hours to set things in order, being quietly taken from you. It weighs heavier than even enduring one of your boss's sudden outbursts. You hope for an explanation from your boss, but instead of addressing the situation, he dismisses it with his usual anger and continues the meeting as if you and the matter don't even exist. Throughout the meeting, you force yourself to appear calm, ignoring the weight of your furtive glances. You spend the meeting almost entirely listening to others, as your boss gives you no opportunity to speak. Of course, you're fully aware of how strange this is.
Yeah, that's all for now.
When the meeting ends, despite the chaos in your mind, you manage to feel a small sense of relief. You desperately need to step away from this awful environment and your boss, even if only temporary. However, as you go to get up from the table and head towards the door like the others, your boss stops you.
Espoir, stay for a minute, please.
Your eyes meet your coworkers, and though she silently suggests you ignore whatever your boss is about to say, this time you're not so sure it will be just a simple reprimand. Once everyone else leaves, you turn to face your boss in the now empty room.
Please go to HR immediately.
HR? Why? Your boss wastes no time satisfying your curiosity.
I've terminated your employment contract.
Rude. You thought you were prepared for anything he might say. Everything. Except this. No matter what, after all the effort you've put in and all the mobbing you've endured, you've never imagined you'd be fired so suddenly. You were foolish enough to hope that because you tolerated your boss's mistakes, your own mistakes might be overlooked to some degree. Now, you won't try to hide this mistake and your foolishness from yourself. I don't understand. What up? Your boss avoids giving you attention with this outburst, pretending to gather items from the desk. Since he's only someone who entered the meeting with his phone, you watch his token effort intently. Finally realizing you won't leave, he gives up.
There's nothing unclear. I simply can't continue working with you.
Soren, if you had something to do with this... Are you firing me just because of this call?
Of course not. You know this isn't your first mistake. You can't continue like this.
You notice from his gaze that he doesn't want to spend any more time on you, which only infuriates you further. What mistake? The real mistake is yours in this matter, and now you're trying to pin all the blame on me.
What nonsense are you talking about?
As your boss raises his voice in shock, you match it. Since everyone fled the meeting room like rats, the open door allows your shouting to echo throughout the office, and neither of you care. I'm not talking nonsense. The only one being unreasonable here is you. You forced me to endure every nonsense from the clients. Every time I tried to balance the situation, you ruined everything. I had to take every absurdity into account and lost hours of work, and it's not just me. Your boss, unsure of what to do in his anger, stands up. You want to go, big man? You want to go? I'm already fired.
Are you questioning my management? How dare you?
It's my right. Who else but me will do this? I work for you. Or rather, I worked. I don't feel an ounce of regret of being fired. And honestly, how far can you go blaming others for your mistakes? Do you think I'll be the one suffering? Look at what happened over an issue that could have easily been solved. For what? At this rate, in a few weeks, you'll surely lose that client. If you're so scared of the clients, why are you even doing this job? I know, right? You pause for a moment, out of breath. And another thing. The relief from finally letting everything out even makes you forget your anger for a moment, but it doesn't last long. You know you've gone too far. Or not far enough! If you're not planning to take a serious step in your life, like changing your career or moving to a different place, you realize this situation could have serious consequences for you. Darn it. Well, I mean, what's a few nights in jail? Your ex-boss speaks before you can, not forgetting to close the door behind him.
I know I haven't managed things very well either.
Shocked by his admission, you look at him and suddenly understand that his anger is not directed at you. It's at himself.
If I told you how little I've slept in the past month, you'd probably think I'm mocking you. Oh, when we started this as a startup, I never expected things to get this far. I only accepted because I was tired of corporate life, and my friend's suggestions sounded good at the time. But then,
and suddenly, you find yourself listening to your boss's worries. Within a short time, you become aware of all the internal matters of the company. Even more than that, it's not much different from the conversations you've had with Mia, except this time it's not your friend in front of you, it's the boss, who just fired you a moment ago. Yet for the first time, you begin to understand the reasons behind his angry, overly controlling demeanor. The responsibilities on his shoulders are, of course, heavier than yours. I guess. And so are the digits in his bank account. Still, for a moment, you can't help but feel some sympathy for him. Momentarily ignoring this fact, you even console him in a few places. The conversation continues until he can no longer ignore the harassment he faces from client calls. Finally, when he turns to you, his usual gruff, tense expression softens, becoming more understanding.
What I mean is, Espoir, you can continue your work here from where you left off. As soon as the workload eases a bit, I'll bring up some structural changes. Until then, I'll do my best to manage things. However...
This time, your boss continues with a hesitant tone, as if he isn't the same person who just poured out all his worries.
Please focus entirely on your work. Honestly, you're talented in this field. You're definitely more capable than I am. You already have many of the skills I spent years developing to succeed. If you dedicate yourself to your work, I can guarantee you'll advance quickly. If you can manage to put your personal life more in the background, this becomes even easier. Of course, you may have issues in your personal life, but at the end of the day, you'll see that they're all trivial, temporary things. Nothing or no one is worth stressing over, especially if it harms your career.
I mean, yeah.
On the contrary, the more you divert yourself to your work, the more you'll realize how meaningless and absurd those distractions really are. Believe me, I know this from my own experience.
You can't yell at me in front of everybody, tell me I'm fired, and then try to give me words of wisdom. You're caught off guard, unable to respond, because the last thing you expected was life advice about your personal matters from your hot boss with his chiseled cheekbones. Truthfully, for a month now, ever since that darn party, you haven't been able to stop secretly following Soren's new girlfriend on social media through fake accounts. You feel like you need to know every moment of her life, every second. You realize just how close you are to losing your mind. Before leaving, he adds one final remark, seemingly pleased that you're taking in his words.
That client is also yours. Full permission from me. You can handle it as you see fit.
Finally, you leave the meeting room as he did and return to your desk. How are you gonna say you're fired, go to HR, and then say all that? Your colleague, lifting her head from a mountain of files, rushes over excitedly. Espoir, what happened? What did you discuss in there for so long? The future of the company? Yes. With your reluctant answer, you first manage to thoroughly bewilder your friend, then make her smile. I mean, kind of. Stop teasing me, just tell me. Yet, even you aren't entirely sure of the correct answer. What just happened? The boss who had fired you moments ago tried to convince you to stay. In all the time you've known him, you've never heard him offer praise to anyone but just now. He clearly compared your talent to his own and complimented you. He even gave you advice. At that moment, a notification on your phone catches your attention, and you glance quickly at your colleague. I'll tell you everything, but not now. You can leave that file with me. Don't worry, your boss knows. Your colleague breathes a sigh of relief. Thank God. As you pick up your phone, you see a new video posted on Nora's social media account. But unlike before, you didn't click it immediately. You hesitate. Yes, Nora has everything you've wanted but couldn't have. You see her daily posts from film sets, photo shoots, luxurious places, shopping trips, and even Soren's house. She's improving in her acting, enjoying life to the fullest, and is in a good relationship. But what are you gaining by secretly following her? Other than mistakes affecting your work, distractions, and sleepless nights, it's time to move on from dreams to reality and accept what's in front of you. With a sudden decision, you delete all of your social media accounts. Fake or real, it doesn't matter. Good on ya. That's very freeing. Everything is left in the past, including Soren. Keep moving forward. Soon after, you return to work and tackle the postponed client call. Not only do you manage to make the client forget the last mishap, but you also persuade them to follow your preferred approach, abandoning all the ridiculous changes. Of course, the necessary extra hours are just a minor detail. Your success is loudly acknowledged by your boss in the next meeting. Despite everyone else's astonished and bewildered glances, you feel immense happiness and pride. You need new achievements. Naturally, you focus intensely on new clients. Over time and late evenings pass, and one success follows another. During one of your increasingly infrequent breaks, your colleague warns you, "You're pushing yourself too hard, Espoir." I'm not pushing myself. I'm just unleashing my potential. Isn't that a good thing? No, because I don't think that's what you're really doing. In my opinion, you're just running from something. When you ran into Soren at the party, you should have confronted him. When you got fired, you should have looked for a new job where you could really show your potential. You shouldn't have been so harsh on yourself. You just laugh off her advice. I'm doing good. I think this is good. Because your boss, someone who's truly accomplished something noteworthy in life, soon tells you that he was right to trust you. You feel the same way. It's good that you listen to his advice. While you're working, you no longer feel the weight of those terrible emotions. Still, you can't completely deny that sometimes your thoughts drift to what your colleague said, especially during late, lonely hours at the office. It's gotta be a work-life balance. But soon enough, your boss fulfills his promise, promoting you with new changes, and your increased salary and perks make you forget those moments. Just cry into a fistful of money. Of course, your work pace naturally accelerates alongside all of this. You can feel your standing in the company rising, as well as your reputation in your boss's eyes. Money is no longer a problem for you, and neither are men. Even if you have to ignore Mia's complaints about not seeing each other as often, or other things you once loved, you don't regret it. Until, one night, After hours, you urgently need to reach your boss for a critical task, but can't get through after several calls. Normally, he would never leave your calls unanswered for this long. Because of the urgency, you quickly leave the office late at night. It doesn't take long to reach the high-security luxury complex where your boss lives. You know the address well, and you're familiar with everyone from the front desk to the security guards without needing to ask. Even at this late hour, it doesn't feel strange being here. However, just as you're heading towards his apartment, your phone vibrates with a new call. You have to stop to answer, an employee who couldn't reach your boss. By the time you hang up, there's yet another task added to your list. Luckily, you're prepared. It should be among the files you grabbed when leaving the office. You quickly turn back down the hallway, planning to grab the folder from the car and return immediately. Right now, nothing matters more to you than finalizing this deal with the new client as soon as possible. Just as the elevator doors are about to close, someone manages to slip inside at the last second. You're annoyed at the seconds he's cost you by forcing the doors to reopen, but you don't say anything. Hey, totally not suspicious person who was at the end of my last playthrough. Because of his sheer size, you take a step back to put some distance between you, checking a few emails on your phone without even giving him a second glance. But before long, a strange feeling stops you. Boy, you look like somebody who's definitely in a game about yanderes. Involuntarily, you turn your face towards the man beside you, or rather, towards his hands. The gesture with which he rubs his palm over his thick glove is so familiar that it's as if a bolt of lightning strikes your mind. Could it be? No, no. In a game where Soren is shirtless and bloody and it's called How to Break Up with Your Yandere Boyfriend? No, this suspicious guy with big hands and black gloves. No, it couldn't be. It couldn't be him. Cold shivers run through your entire body, from head to toe, and as if he senses it, he shifts his gaze towards you. The brim of his hat casts his eyes in shadow, making his expression impossible to read. Yet, despite the mask on his face and this unfamiliar disguise, you're certain it's him. Your lips part on their own, as if to say something. Fortunately, the elevator doors open at just the right moment, sparing you from humiliating yourself. As he steps aside to let you pass, you remember the urgent task at hand once more. How could he possibly be here? Or unless it's not Soren, and it's like Axel or something. Or Alex. I forget what that dude's name is. Forget that dude. I'm probably just imagining things from far too much stress. Jason is right. I really do need a proper vacation. The moment you step out of the elevator, the absurd scene slips from your mind entirely. You return to your boss's apartment door in a hurry the moment you grab the file from the car, no matter how many times you ring. There's no answer. Oh, come on! You don't find it strange when you enter the door code. Still, the increasing frequency of these moments when your boss withdraws from everyone without warning, especially from work, has been bothering you lately. Naturally, you can't suppress your irritation as you step inside and call out to him. Jason, I'm here. Oh, is that the boss's name? You weren't answering your phone. You left me no other choice. I'm breaking in. You better not be dead because you're another handsome man in a yandere game. And we have tons of work that matter far more than driving around at this hour. Only silence answers you. Jason? Are you home? Jason! Jason! Sean! Oh no, he's always home at this hour. Where else could he have gone? He would have told me. At the same moment, you remember that the man in the elevator had been headed in the direction of your boss's apartment. No. You hurry from the dark hallway into the spacious living room, though you don't need to go far. Oh! Something on the floor briefly catches the light in the darkness, flashing painfully in your eyes. Nah! Jeez! Then you see your boss. Look how they massacred my boy. He's... New CG unlocked! Yippee!
He's really there. On the floor. You drop the files and, in horror, turn on the lights. For a split second, you try to convince yourself that he's only fainted. Yeah, he's fainted with a bunch of scratches and scars on his body and face. Oh! Eee! But the chilling sight that the night? Yes!
So you knew the code to his apartment? Why?
He thought it might be necessary for situations like this and gave it to me.
Are you absolutely sure there was no emotional or sexual relationship between you and your boss?
We were
Try to steady your voice, forcing calm despite the doubts clawing at your mind.
Oh, I was just curious. Have you seen him around lately? I mean, your circle is wide. Maybe someone else has. Unlike you, Mia is completely certain. No, I told you he couldn't make things work with that girl from the party and then used his job as an excuse to run off to another city, didn't I? It's been 3 years, Espoir. He's still in touch with Emile, so I hear about him now and then, but... Don't you dare tell me you miss him. Oh, no! Mia didn't even let you finish, cutting you off with her frustration. Please, that man has long since forgotten you. Emile says he never even mentions you.
If he had really loved you, he would have done something, at least tried to show some regret. Not that you would have forgiven him, but he should have tried anyway. You don't even know what it's supposed to mean to you whether Soren has forgotten you or not. Looks. One of the photos Emil keeps sending Mia catches your eye. Soren is wearing gloves. Not the same gloves, of course. Still, you've never once seen Soren wear gloves while cooking in the kitchen. Is he hiding the marks left by that heavy golf trophy on his hands? Oh no, what am I even thinking? Oh, so he's with Emil. Is Emil okay? Mia, of course, doesn't understand what's confusing you so much. Where exactly did you see him? I didn't really see him, at least not his face, just from a distance. You're definitely mistaken. Espa, you're not just trying to use me to learn about him because you still haven't gotten over him, have you? Your whole body stiffens at the accusation. No. Seeing that you're sincere, Mia takes on a more serious tone. Then don't ever skip your therapy sessions. This whole incident shook you deeply. I mean, anyone would be shaken after witnessing something that brutal, and you almost came face to face with the killer, too. Don't go back to work until you feel truly okay. Mia's right. You were the one who saw the crime scene. That corpse, the brutality. Jason! Soren could never be someone like that, but how could the killer's build, his gait, even the way he used his hands, match him perfectly? As your mind... Besides, I live just a few floors down. All right, you'll have to let go of this paranoia. You're right. Go on, then. Good night. Call me if anything happens. Good night to you, too. The moment you close the door behind Mia and step back into the living room, you feel something different. A faint noise, followed almost instantly by a movement behind the curtain. You could swear it happened. Fear grips you once again as you grab your phone, quickly pulling up security's number. Something that's become a new habit. You have to hurry. He's there. That man, Soren, and this time he's come for you. And not in the cool way. But security arrives, and soon enough you realize it was nothing more than the wind from a window you'd left slightly open. Whew, that would scare the poo out of me. The draft moved the curtain, which knocked a small candle off a nearby shelf. No one else was in the apartment. Unless they were invisible. Your mind must be playing tricks on you. Maybe. Maybe you still haven't gotten over Soren, and that's why you projected the killer onto him. You wanted to see him, even after all these years. After all, even Jason, no matter how much he drowned himself in work, had never truly managed to forget his ex-wife. The police, however, claimed otherwise. All right. New ending unlocked. Neutral ending D. The one thing you're certain of is that you need to keep going to therapy. You gained a fortune, but you lost your peace. Neutral ending D. I'll take it.